What's up, guys? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Let's get back to handicapping this week. 4 big races we're going to preview. The first one is going to be this video that you're seeing here. It will be the Pennsylvania Oaks. So I'll put it up on the screen now for you for the field. And thankfully, they had a lot of rain when this was originally scheduled. They're going to run the Pennsylvania Oaks and the Penn Mile, and it got rained out. And instead of taking them off the turf and just trying to, have races that really just didn't mean much, they canceled and they pushed it back to Friday, June 20th. So I'm thankful for that because number one, you're going to get good fields. And number two, we had a lot of off the turf races, as everybody knows, just a couple of weeks ago at Saratoga for the Belmont card. A lot of those horses are here. At least some of the main horses are here. So that'll be kind of fun to have them. So, all right, let's get going here. We've got a field of 9 for the Penn Oaks. This will be race 5 on the card. Like I said, Friday, June 20th at Penn National. We're going to go through them one by one. We'll give you a winner at the end. So the number 1 Accent is where we'll start. And this is a horse that was pretty good on debut. Just one race coming in here for Chad Brown. Flavian Pratt going to get the mount. That one race came at Tampa Bay Downs, going a mile, this distance, where the horse won by a neck in a maiden special weight. Now, the speed figure did not come back very fast, at least on time form. One of the lower figures, if not the lower figure of the runners here. I'm not overly concerned with that. Usually the Chad Brown horses will get better second out. I love that Flavian Pratt gets aboard. I think this horse is interesting. I took a pass. I kind of want to see a wait and see approach here. Wouldn't be shocked if the horse outran that speed figure number though, and showed up with a decent effort. I don't totally dislike this horse. That's how I would phrase it as of now. So the number 1 Accent coming in here off that win at Tampa. The number 2 is Pure Majestic. This would be a massive shock if this horse is able to get the job done. 3 races this year, 9th, 8th, and 8th. The last 2 races did come at a mile on the turf. One at Laurel, one at Pimlico. And like I said, just 8th beating 17 and 8th beating 15. So nothing to really go off that thinks this horse has a chance. Is 50-1 for a reason. That one's not for me. The number 3, Love You Anyway, coming off of a maiden special weight win and an impressive maiden special weight win at even money there at Keeneland. Won by 2 3/4. That was going a mile and a 16th. And I thought, that was kind of what we wanted to see. Time form's still a little bit low on this horse, so has me a little bit concerned. 2 races before that, 3rd, beating a half length in a maiden special weight, and then tried the Florida Oaks, where she was 5th, beaten 6 1/4. But was beaten by Nitrogen, Lush Lips, 2 horses that are very good. So Nitrogen, obviously a horse that has turned out to be a beast in this division. Lush Lips kind of been running behind Nitrogen. So, two good horses there to keep company with. Really woke up last time out in a big way. I think shows up here with a chance. I don't know what the odds will truly be once they go to post. I think 7-2 is a little short. That's what she is on the morning line. But I do think comes in with a little bit of a shot. Another one, I'm trying to decide at this moment as far as do I play her underneath or not, but I don't really have a lot of interest playing her to win or in the pick 4s or pick 5s. All right, the number 4 is Raining Flowers. This is a horse coming off of a little bit of a layoff, second off a layoff, I should say. Last time out, stayed in on an off-the-turf race at Horseshoe, Indianapolis, and finished 3rd, beaten 8 1/4. Not really worried to analyze that one much. 2 races back as a 2-year-old, ran against Laurelin, a horse that is the favorite here in the Teppan Stakes at Aqueduct. Got 4th, beaten 2 1/4. Not too bad of an effort there. 3 back, was able to win at this distance by a nose in an allowance race here at Keeneland. I think this is kind of a wild card. That's how I would describe it. Kind of a wild card horse, if you will. You can't take much for that off the turf effort last time out. This is a turf horse. I don't really know why they kept her in. We don't really know if she's improved from 2-year-old to 3-year-old yet. And I think that's kind of the mystery. You would have loved to have seen that race on the turf and you could have had a lot better of an assessment. If she has improved a bit, I think she can compete, but you need to see that little bit of improvement. I'm going to take a pass, but getting Johnny Velasquez aboard again is a pretty good sign. He rode the last couple of races before the race at Horseshoe. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm just going to take a wait and see approach with this one as well. The number 5 is Bessie Abbott. I think she is a very interesting entry. She ran 13 days ago. She stayed in the Wonder Again. So the Wonder Again was a turf race on Belmont Stakes Day. It went to the dirt. Bessie Abbott stayed in. It was a field of 3. Nitrogen won by 17 lengths over Bessie Abbott, who was second. But look, I think, there were 3 horses staying in, 2 Mark Casse runners and then Bessie Abbott. And the 2 Mark Casse runners did make a little bit of sense. They had that kind of that dirt pedigree. Bessie Abbott did not at all. So, I just draw a line through that. The race 2 back's the one I'm looking at. Got second, beaten a length and 3/4 by Al Jafara. Look, I think this horse is loose on the lead. I do think the horse can get to the front. But, again, I just kind of have, it's kind of like, what are we going to see? Second out in the United States is when I kind of thought we'd see improvement. Well, then it was that off the turf race, right? So now will we see it? I'm not sure. I've got question marks again. It's another one. I think if she can get to the lead, she's going to be dangerous. You just kind of got to hope that she gets there, right? So that's going to be the big question mark. Can she get to the front? And if she can, maybe she can take them gate to wire. The number 6 is Midway Memories. This is one I like a little bit, coming off of a maiden special weight win at Aqueduct last time out, and was second, beating a nose on debut at Tampa Bay Downs, going 1 mile. So 2 races, 2 nice performances, 2 decent speed figures out of those performances. So, stepping up today, but we've kind of, as we've talked about the first 5 and now this horse, stepping up for sure, but this is not just the hardest, $150,000 stakes race. So I think it's a really good spot for her to give it a shot. I think she's in with a little bit of a chance here for sure. And look, going to kind of, drop back, make one run. We're going to need a little bit of pace. And if that happens, I think she's in with a shot today. The number 7 is Candy Quest. This is a horse that was 4th, beaten 3 lengths last time out to the favorite Laurelin. Horse we'll talk about in just a second. This horse 3 races back did get a victory in allowance company there at Gulfstream Park. Broke the maiden at Belmont at the Big A on debut as well. I think this is a hit the board type. I don't know if this horse is really going to win or not, but I do think hitting the board makes sense here for the number 7, Candy Quest. The number 8, Love and Poetry. Horse I like quite a bit in this spot. Debut did not go all that well, but second race at Fairgrounds was able to get the job done. Third race went up against a stakes company, got beat a length and 1/4, ran pretty well in that one, and then went to a Churchill Downs turf allowance last time out where she really just didn't get the positioning at all, made a big run, and got 3rd, beaten 4 lengths. I kind of like Jose Ortiz jumping back aboard today. I think that's a good sign, and I think this horse will run pretty well in the spot. I don't really hold last time out against her. I just kind of feel like she got too far behind. Most of her races, she's not that far behind. She was 10, 11 lengths and just didn't break very well that day, usually about 4 or 5. And I think she can sit around 4 or 5 lengths behind in this one. She'll come running with a big chance. Like I said, again, Jose Ortiz gets aboard. I like that as well. And then finally, the number 9 is Laurelin, and there's no question this should be the favorite of the race, right? 3 races, 3 wins, broke the maiden at Belmont at the Big A, then went in a mile, if I could speak, at Aqueduct in the Teppan Stakes, was able to win, and then rolled back to the Memory of Silver Stakes and was able to win once again. So 3 straight victories, and this is a horse that just makes all the sense in the world. She can sit close to the pace, which I think is good. I don't think she's going to let the 5 or maybe the 3 Love You Anyway or the 5 Bessie Abbott get out too far in front. She can sit a perfect trip. And look, I don't know. I don't know that there's just a horse better than her in this race. Like, I think she's pretty big standout. I do like the 8, Love and Poetry. I could see that horse winning. No question about it. I like the 6 a little bit, but I kind of think Laurelin gets the jump on these horses. And if she does, I think she's going to be pretty tough in this one. So the number 9, Laurelin, is going to be my top pick in this race. Looking to make it 4 for 4. I think she does it. And like I said, I would play the 8 and the 6 underneath, try to maybe beat the 3 and the 7 and try to juice up the exacta a little bit with the 6 and the 8. I maybe the 5 as well for your tries. So maybe a 9 over 6-8 over 5-6-8 for the try maybe would make a little bit of sense as well. But I think the 9 sits a beautiful trip on this outside, position. And I think she's got enough speed to where she won't get hung too wide, and she just track the leaders and go get them. So the number 9, Laurelin, on top for me in this one. All right, guys, that'll do it for this video. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Penn National on Friday night.